thought this might help somebody that's trying to do a door and use a paintbrush and a roller. This is a second coat, and I'm using a product in my paint that helps with not having the paint dry so fast and get sticky when you're trying to blend back in. And I'm using Pro Classic from Sherwin-Williams. It's expensive, but we found we've had great luck with it. And you gotta work kind of fast or your pan will dry out on you, so it's a pretty fast process anyway. But I put everything on with a brush and go right around and do the whole thing with a brush. You haven't got to be too careful. You're kind of gobbing it in there, and then you'll spread it out in a second. That's part of that beauty of that product added to your paint. It helps so you can go back around and correct some of that work without getting sticky clumps. You add probably about, I don't know, probably less than an ounce to about 2 inches of paint was in here to begin with in this Pelican container. And like I say, you're still working really fast. Maybe I'm working really fast because I've got 20 plus doors to do, and I'd like to get it all done in one can of the Pelican stuff before the edges of this pan start pulling back on me when I roller. Even with the flood product in it, it still tends to get the sticky bits on the part where the roller hits on the Pelican. Like I said, I cover the whole thing with the brush. After I get it covered up, I take a quick look around and make sure that everything is wet and nothing has a buildup on it. So I don't know if you can see. That's before you go and do the rollering. I take my roller and I'm not dipping down into the paint. I'm just pretty much using the paint that was on the brush. That's where I stroke the brush off each time. And you're rolling right up to the edge. Right down to that edge. Try not to roll off it because you'll get a puddle. But you can always go back and fix it. Again, the beauty of that flood product. And get the edges. Overwork it. You'll end up with spots that are drier than others. After it's rolled, it comes out pretty nice. It's got a little bit of an orange peel to it, but it seems to lay right back down when it's out there drying. Now these doors were already painted by somebody, and all we did was take a sander, hand sander, palm sander, and sand them down, and then we treated them with 2 coats of Kiltz spray paint to cover up the old paint. The paint was a bright red. Let's see if we can find one that's a little more dry and get an idea of the sheen on it. Not too bad for a roller and a paintbrush. These right here are done and completely dry. So it's not too bad. A lot more to go. These are some 1-coat ones. They got a single coat on them. That's a single coat of the final product. The satin, or the semi-gloss Pro Classic Pure White tint coat. And under that, 2 layers of Kiltz. I hope that helps somebody. Again, the product for thinning out the paint was the Floetrol by Flood, the Pro Classic Sherwin-Williams paint, and the Pure White. And it's also semi-gloss. And this Trilon brush, I can't say enough about them. I have washed that brush probably 24 times, and it's still like new. And of course you can't be without the Pelican by Woodster. That's an incredible product. And this little tiny brush, believe it or not, comes in a little set at Walmart, a little tray. Comes with 1 fuzzy one, 1 smooth one, and I'm using the smooth one. And then you can buy additional ones from Lowe's that fit it. They're little touch-up ones. So maybe that skew will come good enough for you. You'll be able to find it. Alrighty, I hope that does help someone. I know it was a long video. Have a good night.